And we are now streaming. It is 9:09. We have 6 minutes before we get started.
Let me see.
So just letting people just know that we're here. We've got 6 minutes. People are coming on. We've got deaf folks if they want to go ahead and get their interpreters and their access set up. This is why we get here a little early.
I sent out a text blast to Maine and New Hampshire that were when we were just doing ours to now jump on yours.
That is fantastic. I'm really excited to bring us all together for us to, the partnership I think is going to be fantastic. This,
Do you know if it's always going to be this night? Because I know it's your Thursday, so it's just going to be this time.
I don't want to get ahead. Jim just popped on the call. He and I are running. Hey there. He and I are running it, and so I definitely
hello.
Hello. Look,
I want to make
this
sure
in the mail the other day. I was so excited.
I love it.
I can't wait. It's my next book to read.
Oh, the pressure's on me now. Welcome.
Hello, my friend. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Did you get the slides?
Did
that work out for you?
That is the beautiful thing about technology, is the lickety split.
Wish you all the best in pronouncing some very new names. I'm excited for you.
There are some new names. Thank you for the heads up. And also, if they are joining us on the call, I'd like to also, I'm going to make a request that they give me, they share some phonetics with us, so that I really feel that someone's name is so important and we're taking the time to honor them. And so hopefully we'll get a chance to get some pronunciations. We are at 4 minutes out. Peoples across the Northern Four, New England. What? The Northern Four. What do you think about that? Northern Four. For me,
a good ring to it.
That really does sing, doesn't it?
I told Constance she shouldn't have moved.
She's still invited.
She's in New York. I did send her. I was like, look, I sent her the email, but she just moved. She's fully over in New York with it next to her family. So.
Oh, good for her. No, I didn't know she moved.
Yep. Just November, I think it was.
Where were we? Oh, Arizona. We were so hot. She and I were roommates, and I saw her at one point, and I'm like, are you okay? Like, it was so hot over there.
I think that was like your last convention or something. Right? The last team one? Before COVID?
The team one was in well,
yours.
The Moore team had a June event in Arizona.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
You guys are great. Brian always picks boats. I'm like, can you pick not a boat? So I don't do boats.
He's a boat guy?
Yeah, it's always cruises and stuff. And I'm like, oh, I'm good.
Start spamming the Facebook pages.
Excellent. We're 3 minutes out. Come on in, everybody. 2021. I can't believe this is the beginning of 2021. First meeting.
I am excited about it.
Yeah, I know. It's so lovely to have some new faces. And I'm already streaming to the Massachusetts Facebook page. So if you want to get that onto the New England, that'll be great.
I have shared it over there.
You are magic.
So hello, Facebook.
Hello, Facebook. Hello, Facebook. It's amazing the things you put into a universe and coming to this, because we're partners and we're doing CMC, but it's like, I always wanted to have a podcast. I always wanted to do something like this. And I have to realize that I have in fact been doing this with you already, which is amazing. This is so fun.
We have a few Maine people on. That's good to see. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Dee.
I love all these names. Look at that. How exciting. These slides are chock full. Double. Fantastic.
Feel free to get us started as soon as you're ready. I'm stepping away for 1 second.
Sure, yeah, I am. And just so you know, we're at 1 minute out, so people can get cozy, get comfortable. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Hello, everybody. Go ahead and just get some folks muted. If you can, please mute your microphones if I haven't already. For those of you out there, my name is Joe Welch, and I am here in the amazing Bay State. We have folks still coming in. Connie, I'm going to make you a co-host if that's okay. Will you go ahead and just keep admitting people into the room? Is that all right? Give me a thumbs up.
Sure.
Thank you so much. Hello, hello. We are getting started. I'm going to go ahead and also share my screen. My name is Jeanette Ocampo Welch, but they call me Joe. I'm here in the amazing state of Massachusetts. I am your CMC and co-host for the night. I am just so excited that we're getting started. Talk about our time is now. I mean, truer words have never been said. We have a new way of looking at our geography up here. Even though each of our states has so much personality, so much character, we have, you know, when you're from that state, you have so much state pride. But one of the amazing things that Jim will explain a little bit more about is that we are now the northern for New England. That's Maine, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Vermont, which means that we get to pool our resources together. It means we get to come together every Thursday night at 9:15. Some folks are realizing I do open up at 9 p.m. because we want to make sure that everybody's able to log on. We do have some folks who are new to Zoom, and we also have a very large deaf team that is growing in New England. And so we always want to make sure that folks are able to get on and get situated and be able to participate. As you see here, and actually this little square, as you see right there, is what I'm calling the Northern for New England card. And what it does is it's just reminding folks about what we're doing. You're going to find that in our Facebook pages. You're going to find that here. And all it does is just kind of gives people a chance to look in one place and be able to find Jim Tanner's phone number, my phone number, what's going on here every Thursday, a reminder of some upcoming events. And it does not necessarily change all that dramatically. It's more of a, you know, it's more of just a placeholder so that we always know where we can find those resources. And especially now that we're shifting to this Northern for New England space, it also allows everybody to know to look for that Facebook page to make sure that they have the Zoffice.live Zoom link and that we are meeting weekly. And so this meeting that we have here is also in the calendar, and I took the time to make sure that it's in all 4 calendars. So each one of your states does have an entry in the calendar under your state. And it does allow you, if you're new to our company, it does allow you through Prospect to share it with folks. So if you have new folks on your team who are still navigating the system, you'll be able to just click on that and make sure that they have access to this as well as so many other things. We are going to get kicking, and one of the ways we start is we of course start with recognition. It is a huge value of our company. It's a value in our teams. It's absolutely a value in our region. And the reason we do that is we start with our building blocks, and those building blocks are the ones that everybody's doing. Sometimes when we're new into the company, even when we're returning, maybe after a little bit of you've taken some time off, you've had other things on your plate, maybe after the holidays, just that reminder that the building block is called make a difference, and we call it getting mad. And when you get mad, it doesn't mean that you're getting mad. It means that you're getting some family is going to be protected with our services. And so we want to honor those people who already, it is now, these are January names, Jim. I don't know if he's still with me.
December.
These are December names of all the people who have made a difference in December. And so I do spend the time to say everybody's name. What I will say to our folks who are watching on all of our different streaming locations, is that if I do mispronounce your name, I want to just apologize up front. I will make my best effort. And also, I honor you. I want to honor you. And so if you have a name that you can write out phonetically, feel free to send it to me. I'll be sure to include it in my notes. I want to make sure that I am pronouncing your names correctly. I'm going to go ahead and start. This is also exciting because we have all the states, so there's so many more folks. We've got Julie Gershon in Massachusetts, Nola Fennessy in Maine, Jay Baker in Maine, Bobby O'Connor, Yvette Eldridge, Bob Sheasley, Jim Tanner, Joe Welch, EBS Insurance, Augustine Ofori Keyi, and then there's even more. Lambert Kaburandi, Kevin and Nancy Montville, Joseph Amoaka, Fitzgerald and Joanne Sandine, Hortense Masanba, Donald Ferreira, Yvette Combo, Lillian Williams, Stan Snow, Connie Ayette, Daniel and Michelle True, and Darcy Scher. And I just want to congratulate you, but wait, there's more. We also have Vincent Lindo, Junior Kashi Konja, Julie Mehta, Isaac Nazau, Lisa Day, Chris Boye, Sharon Mendes, Shayna Bailey, Eric Rancourt, Bharat Singh, Sarah Smith, Melissa Delfonso, Diane Campbell, Tara Mack, Nautilus Growth, Andre Zombo, Bento Beguito, Eric and Carolyn Pooler, Brenda Lewis, Tracy Tingley, David Hughes, Julie Abolarinwa, Francois Ixolom, Fabian Polinais, and Melissa Williams. I will let you all know that I am Latina, so the accent that is going to be most prominent in my pronunciation is going to be Latino Spanish accent. That's how I'm going to approach it. So certainly let me know if I'm in the right ballpark. I want to congratulate each and every one of you for ending the year so strongly by making sure that we at least had one family protected, and very likely for many of you there was more than one protected. Jim, did you want to add something, or am I just keep on going? All right, I just saw your beautiful face pop in. So like we said, and this is that reminder that the building blocks are made by making a difference. If you make a difference on one family every month, that's 12 families a year. And if we look at all those names, we know that we've protected at least 30 families this month. That's amazing. Or I might be overestimating, but somewhere between 20 and 30 families. When you build and you then protect another family or two and you get a performance club for us is having, there has been a shift, but for December, that was $90 premium plus $90 premium. Or it could be that you're in Performance Club Pro and that's $180 of premium. I will say, and we're probably gonna, should I mention it right now, that we have done an adjustment. We are starting 2020 with a new view on Performance Club. And I wanna just note for those of you who have maybe not heard some of the announcements in 2020, is that in July, we actually had a big shift in some of our programs and some of our services. And it's actually we've been over and exceeding the Performance Club in 2020 because two full plans, when someone protects a family and gets that Legal Shield plan as well as the ID3 Bureau, that's $54.90. So we were overshooting the Performance Club with two families protected. And so now what they've done is they've started it at $100. So your Performance Club is at $100 or Performance Club Pro is at $200. And so just going back to December, I want to celebrate these folks: Julie Gershon, Nola Fennessy, Yvette Eldridge, Jim Tanner, Bobby O'Connor, Joe Welch, Bob Sheasley, Donald Ferreira, Fitzgerald and Joanne Sandine, EBS Insurance, Joseph Amoaka, Augustine Ofori Keyi, Yvette Combo, Lillian Williams, Stan Snow, Jay Baker, Lambert Kuburandi, Kevin and Nancy Montville, Shayna Bailey, Hortense Masanaba, Daniel and Michelle True. I just want to thank you all for all of your work. you can see here that not only did we have such an extensive group of folks who were protecting at least one family, but many have gone on to continue that performance club. And it's absolutely inspiring to see how many performance club members we have in all the states. Now, it is only January 7th. I know that it has been a very robust month already in so many different ways. From a Legal Shield point of view, we had announcements on some exciting updates, especially in our business world, our business solution world. We've also, and I just want to take a minute just to honor and hold space for some activities that have happened in our political realm. This is not about taking sides, but I just want to take a moment and just send love and support and just take a moment to say that there is a lot going on and there have been some people who have gotten hurt, and that we just need to continue to send out into the world the ways that we empower folks to be able to find a way to find their access to justice, to have their voice. And with that, I'm going to go back to our Legal Shield frame, which is that from the 1st through the 10th, we definitely have, as we always do, a wonderful incentive. And so I don't know how many of you out there already here, but $75 in premium with one new associate, you get that extra $100 bonus. You get a $100 bonus for doing something you very likely would have done in the month anyway, except you're going to aim for the 10th. And if you get 2 associates, now you're in those double, they're looking for that double bonus. So if you do double recruiting, 2 associates and still just $75 in premium, you're going to get a $200 bonus. That to me is incredibly incentivizing. I already have a couple new associates in the till, so I'm just working towards that $75 because I am happy to earn that $200 bonus. That's okay by me. I'm going to go ahead and welcome that into my life. For those of you who are aiming a little bit higher and you're going to go for that $150 premium, meaning you want to be PC Pro, you get that one new associate, and that associate is that multiplier. So that's where the associate comes in. It does help your numbers. They're going to give you a $150 bonus. All right, I'm good with that. Let's bring it. And then again, what they're doing is they're incentivizing us to get that second associate before the 10th. And again, what we're doing here is we're building habits, we're building incentives, and we're trying to reach some goals early on. So then we're able to focus our attentions on our team for the rest of the month. Once you've gotten this, you're already PC Pro. What a great way to start the year by January 10th. I love it. I think it's a great idea, and they can incentivize me all they want every single month. I am going to now go ahead and welcome, and I realize that I did not spotlight myself, so we might be tormenting a lot of folks, but I'm also going to be adding a spotlight with my partner in crime. We have my co-host here, Jim Tanner, Regional Director of the Northern for New England. He is a Millionaire Club member, $200,000 ring earner, author, and just mentor and friend to us all and to me. I'm just so grateful for the time we've had thus far in 2020, really just getting the tone and the timbre of this meeting going, and all of the unbelievable just training available. And thank you. Let's hear it for Jim. We'll do a little, this is the sign language does this. We do this to applaud. You say welcome.
Thank you, everybody. Well, thank you, Joe. First of all, congratulations to all of our Making a Difference qualifiers in the month of December, Performance Club qualifiers. What a great list. And if I pulled I looked at January, we're already off to a great start. It's going to be a massive list for the month of January, because that's really the definition of momentum. But I've got some thoughts I'd like to share. Joe, the first thing I want to say, because Joe Welch is not going to brag about herself, is that for the past, I don't know what it's been, about 7 or 8 or 9 months in Massachusetts, she has been making my job so incredibly easy and making me look good while I got all the credit for all of the growth we've had in Massachusetts. But ultimately, this is a collaborative effort. She does a fantastic job. And Joe, you're the bridge. And again, you're not going to say this about yourself. I'm going to say it for you. Because of you, I get to communicate with these incredible entrepreneurs that don't speak English or that communicate with American Sign Language. And I'm grateful to you and the whole organization is, and the region, that you're able to make that possible, so that entrepreneurs from every walk of life are able to have this equal access to justice, but also equal access to the entrepreneur's dream. So congratulations to you, and thank you for all you do for us.
Thank you very much.
And we're going to keep it on you for a moment because you shared some thoughts. Do you have anybody else that you'd like to pull into the conversation? You know, we are less than a week out of our Super Saturday 2021 kickoff event. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and you're absolutely welcome to add anybody else's voice to that as well if you'd like.
Right today, it's just going to be me. We definitely had an amazing Super Saturday. Thank you so much for asking. You know, one of the things that this is kind of more the meta, the abstract. I love how we have pivoted into just so seamlessly into being able to provide it through video. I think that our company has done an exceptional job of not only bringing that to everyone, and I think that we were seeing tonight is a great example of how technology is serving us, because we're now expanding through 4 states, and people don't have to leave their homes. We know that when, especially in winter conditions, also distance. So I want to do the shout out for that for the company, as well as, and I'm sure you guys have seen it, the banner inside the LS Engage, as we were coming up to the announcement or coming up to conference, right below the banner that says, you know, the big announcement, Super Saturday, there's ASL, English, Spanish, and French. And so what that's telling us, and that message that's being conveyed, is that it matters from the top down. It tells us that all of the people in our company matter, and that we're trying to make sure that they have access. And so in case you guys don't know what it is that we actually have a separate room for each of those. And in the deaf room, there is some top quality interpreters who we're seeing the exact same thing that everybody's seeing. We have all of the same videos, all of the same data. But we also have that interpretation, and it's done in a very community style too, because the team is very close. It's a very collective culture. And so it's amazing to be able to just bring our team in there. It's almost like having a private party, and they also get top quality access to all the news. The other side is, and this is coming, I think, from our foundation here, that while this started out as a Massachusetts group and we're now growing to the Northern 4, is that even though Massachusetts doesn't have all of the extra business solutions, I was really excited to see how business solutions has expanded. So one of the things that was just very attractive is it turned the small business 10, 50, and 100, it reframed that. And it allowed people to still have access to the services that they need, but they took away you have to have 10 employees, you have to have 50 employees. I think that was kind of almost like a stumbling block for many of us, because you're like, well, what does that really mean? And now those numbers are not as important as what the services are, and that's what we are, is we're service driven. So I feel that was very, very important in terms of that. And then just also the follow-up support that has come around. Business Solutions, I mean, is just such a great way to add value to your already existing members. I do want to say out loud that Massachusetts does not handle any of those extra business solution options. We only have the Legal Shield and the ID, but in all of your states and all of the other 49 states, we do have access to that. And so you can go back to your customers, you can go back to your clients, your members, and just do that upsell and say, hey, do you have a business? Do you have something else here that might be of use to you? Uber and all the supplements. So I think it's just exciting just to really have that emphasis at the national level, and that it's not being separated. It's all in the same bite. Like, we're still going to get that information, and it's just going to help us promote our business.
I love that. Great perspective. And what I'd like to do is I want everybody to feel comfortable. I'm not sure exactly in this capacity, because you're the Zoom expert, if there's a place where they can raise their hand, or if that's just in the webinars or whatever. If anybody wants to share,
Absolutely.
this is an open forum, and we also don't want to put anybody on the spot if it's not your jam to share. But if anybody would like to, we'd love to hear. And I see a lot of familiar faces, which is exciting.
So I have the gallery open. If someone raises their hand, if you want to make a couple comments about the Super Saturday, maybe a takeaway, something that really struck you, now is your chance. And actually, there's no issue if we're having people raise their hand. I can also read from our chat. The new business plans, Yvette is a big fan. Yep, that's very good. Just a reminder, while we're talking about it, there has been an increase to those supplements. The the personal services are now $12.95, and the business supplements are $14.95. So please do take a look. They are providing new states at a glance. They're providing new flat sheets. There's a lot of data that by the 14th, there should be a lot of information out. Also, Melissa Wilder and the Business Solution team has been not only diligent, but omnipresent. They are literally everywhere, and they are just helping everyone understand these changes. And I clearly have been to a couple of them because I feel like I can just go ahead and address them. Let's see, is there anybody else who would like to make a comment?
The only thing, I don't know how to do the hand, I can't find it, but
To this.
it's two. It's been a long day of training, but there is a Facebook business page now for the small business. So everything you want to know, I love that because it's right there and we don't have to search through support. So just letting people know.
That is an excellent addition. Thank you so very much, Connie. All right.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, and I'll share my thoughts as well. And Joe, let everybody that wants to jump in, because I've got that on the other screen, but you just let me know. But when I come out of an event like Saturday, the Super Saturday, and our team gathered, as most teams did after. But I just keep thinking to myself, it'll be 18 years in February, and that was the best Zoom event I have ever been a part of. It's not quite convention. I'm a big people person when it comes to Legal Shield people, so I like to be in the thick of it. And I know that wasn't realistic for us this recently in the last year, but that's the only thing that I would say is different. Other than that, every event is the biggest event of my career. It just shatters my limiting beliefs that I didn't even know I had going into the event. And you would think, you gave me this really generous introduction. You would think with all of those accomplishments that all of my own limiting beliefs would have been resolved by now. But I'm telling you, you have to be nourishing your business and your personal life and everything about your perspective on your Legal Shield business. I've never come out of a convention not thinking, wow, I wasn't thinking big enough. And we've talked about that, the incredible impact of John Gardner, who we lost recently, to challenge us to say, you're not thinking big enough. I've never left an event without that feeling. I'm not thinking big enough. And this past Saturday was the exact same thing again. And I'm not just talking about more money. I'm talking about more ability to touch lives. I'm talking about opening more doors for people so that they can start their journey and so that they can be protected. So I just had some thoughts for folks, and I won't spend a lot of time or filibuster. And again, I'll leave room for anybody to share that would like, but I'll just take 10 minutes, Joe, if that's okay. And hopefully it won't turn into 15, but I'll just take 10 minutes and I'll just do a little bit of a training, because here we are at the beginning of January. Maybe some folks would like some perspective from someone who's seen a lot in approaching 2 decades in this business and grew up in this business, by the way. But the first thing that comes to my mind is, and I say that I talk about this story all the time, Booker T. Washington in his Atlanta speech famously tells the story. It's a story of a ship lost at sea. And for many days, this ship is lost at sea, and they see another vessel, a friendly vessel. And so from the mast of their ship where they've been lost at sea, they send a signal. And the signal is to this other friendly ship, water. We need water. We're dying of thirst, because they've just been floating powerless and, without the ability to get anywhere in the ocean. And so this other vessel sends a signal back. And the instructions from the vessel is to cast down your buckets where you are. But these desperate sailors, they send another signal. They say, no, we need water. Send us water. And they run that signal up. And again, they get the answer, cast down your buckets where you are. And a third and a fourth signal goes back and forth. They ask and plead desperately for water, for help. And they say, again, from the other ship, cast down your buckets where you are. Well, the captain of the distressed vessel, at last, he finally says, okay. And they cast down the buckets, and they come up with full, fresh buckets of sparkling water, because they are in as it turned out, the mouth of the Amazon River. Now, Booker T. Washington tells that story for a far more important purpose, but it should give us pause to look around us and say, am I refusing to, or am I neglecting to, or am I missing opportunities to cast my buckets where I am? And that's not necessarily where you live, but it's where you think. It's where you comprehend from. It's your point of view for this business. Another thing that I've been saying a lot lately to my team, and when I talk about when we see around us this explosive growth, explosive success in Legal Shield, and we see people have this tremendous success, like the Wins, for example, is a great example, to earn not just their $100,000 ring, but their 2 and their 3 and continuing on. These are people that are moving quickly, having great success fast. And there's other people that come into our business and they're new and they're moving quickly and they're having success and they're looking at that. And there's other folks that look at that and say, you know, what are they doing that I'm not doing? I'm not getting the results that they're getting. What are they doing that I'm not doing? And we look at it like, what are their tactics? What are their techniques? What video do they use? What website are they sending people to? Do they use Prospect by Legal Shield or do they not? What are they saying? What's their script? Where do they get their leads from? Is it just people they knew, or are they calling lists of people? And we ask ourselves these questions over and over again, looking for the hint, the ability to glean their advantage that we see that they have something we don't have. And we ask this question of ourselves over and over again. And we ponder, how could we even call or get in front of this leader and say the question to them, what are you doing that I'm not doing? And honestly, I've had hundreds of associates over the years ask me that very question. What are you doing that I'm not doing? What am I doing wrong? And I just want to challenge everybody this evening as we start a new year to not ask the question, what are they doing that I'm not doing? But instead to make that adjustment to what are they thinking that I'm not thinking? And maybe be brave enough to cast your buckets where you are. See, there is a simplicity in our Legal Shield business. That means that the tactics, the techniques, that whether you call it running the bases or you simply identify it as exposing people to our business, is simple. And Leonardo da Vinci says simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. But we have this simple system. We have exposures, and then we can commit to and execute on exposures on a daily basis. And that works. We know it works. That's the tactic. That's the daily operation. We know that works. People that have been around a long time, we know it works. And sometimes we get busy with other things and we allow our pipeline of people, our funnel of people that we've been exposing to run dry. But we know that exposures work because this is Legal Shield. This is an incredible opportunity, a multi-billion-dollar company. We are disruptive innovation. We're taking hundreds of dollars per hour of attorney services, shrinking them down to pennies a day. We know that this exposing people to our business works, but we have to commit to it and execute on it on a daily basis. We know that personal development works. I always say I'm a product of Legal Shield. I mean, I was gritty and determined, don't get me wrong, but I was delivering furniture for a living, had never sold anything, and had failed over and over when I tried my best to create something that I could call my own. But when I was exposed to personal development, Jim Rohn and all of these great leaders and thinkers, John Maxwell, and the folks that we get to be in front of in person at our conventions, the books we read and the audios we listen to, that personal development just opens doors. It expands our vision in ways that perhaps we've never been expanded before. I would challenge you, don't ever in the future, starting today, go to bed. Don't ever go to bed tonight or any night the same person that you woke up this morning, because you don't have to. We have the choice. We can make those decisions to read from good books, to listen to great audios, to go to where the great thinkers are and hear their words and hear the vibrations of their belief in the conviction of what they say. Operate your business as the CEO, not as an employee. Employee thinking is, I'm going to try it and see if it works. CEO thinking is, I'm going to find the way that makes it work. Employee thinking is, well, the company made some changes and I don't like them, so I'm going to go find another company. The CEO thinking is, the company made some changes and I'm not quite sure how I'm going to pivot and adapt to these changes, but I know that I will, and I know that I'll succeed in it. And those are just some random thoughts from someone that's been doing this a long time. I don't really have a prepared training for anybody. I really want to hear your words, but I want you to know that the reality of what are they doing is a false belief or question to chase. Chase, what are they thinking? What are the wins thinking? What are the millionaire club members that came before you thinking? And when you can lock on to what they're thinking, the vision they have for their Legal Shield business, if you can apply that to yours, the vision they have for what a single person can do when they build a team in Legal Shield and open the door to others, and what the results of that will be, when you lock onto that thinking, then the sky's the limit. Then you're focused on being an agent of change in the lives of the people that you touch with our services for certain and with our opportunity. And Joe, again, I really want to encourage everybody to share their thoughts this evening. I'm going to step aside. I'll give you and anybody else the time to share their words as well.
Hey there, we're going to go ahead and open it up to our folks and see if we've got some people who want to, we're going to take one or two comments, like what's coming to your mind about belief, what's coming to your mind about what you're thinking. We are building community here. Remember, this is our first Northern, Fourth, and New England group. And so does anybody have anything they'd like to share?
I'll go. This is Yvette Eldred.
Hold on one second. So is this a voice? Is this someone on the phone that does not have a video?
No, I don't have the video on because I'm in my jammies.
I just want to make sure, because we do have interpreters on the line and I'm also spotlighting. So I just want to make sure that we know. Go ahead, Yvette.
Everyone asks, I've been making Performance Club since the inception of when I started. And the truth of the matter is, I don't really know how I do it. I just do it. I just kind of feel like I love Legal Shield so much that I just make it a part of who I am and a part of my day. And I feel like if I'm not telling somebody or sharing the service, then I'm doing them a disservice. And so just by making it a part of my day and who I am, that's been bringing me my success. And I do this on a sometime basis. So if I can do it, anybody can do it, especially if you knew where I lived.
I love it. That must be Maine, because that's where people from Maine, they say things like that, right?
No, that's New Hampshire. I live in Freedom, New Hampshire, where the bear and the moose are. And I always tell people I live in such a small town. I don't have a stop sign, a stop light, but we all eat from the same chickens. Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And congratulations on your continued PC success. Just a reminder to those folks who are new to our company, the Performance Club is meeting those minimums. And when you're consistent, the other piece of it is that you get rewarded. So there are bonuses that come along with that consistency. There are bonuses that come along with the percentage of your company, how you're managing your organization. And I'm pretty confident that Yvette is seeing is reaping those rewards.
Yeah, Joe, who wouldn't want an extra $500 a month, right?
Absolutely. I'm in that place too. I'm in month like 26, I think. And so I'm at the $500 mark, which is a very nice. Anybody else want to comment? All right, I see Mr. Saul. I'm going to go ahead and spotlight you. And we're going to unmute you, please.
There you go.
I was watching the Super Saturday today on a recording, and I thought I heard that in order to qualify for a PC bonus now, you have to do 4 months in a row. Is that correct?
Yes, it's 4 months.
Okay.
And then the rest of your life, you can just keep raking it in.
I don't have a problem. I plan to do it every month, so.
I know you will. Great job, Saul.
Thank you so much for that additional piece of information. That is another change, ladies and gentlemen. Before you got paid your bonus on the second month, and then now it's going to be 4 months. And does that just apply to everyone moving forward? Does it matter when they come in? It's everybody moving forward. Excellent.
So one more question.
Please.
Okay, so if it's after 4 months of qualifying, do you get a bonus for each month or just for a total of the 500 for the 4 months?
I'll send you there's a flyer, and it shows you in every month as it scales up.
Okay.
But it caps out at 500 a month, $6,000 a year.
Oh, okay. Okay, great.
So to be, once you start and you're meeting those qualifications, the next month you will always get a bonus. So it's every single month.
I actually have
Thank you.
a question on that.
Okay, hang on. Is that Yvette?
Yes, I'm sorry, it's Yvette.
It's okay.
So if I brought an associate on in December, is it 2 months for her or is it 4 months for her now since the change happened in January?
We can get clarification on that, but I've been operating under the assumption that we're all going to work off of the new
The
immediate.
new one? I mean, I don't mind it. I think it kind of sets a precedence. And if they are on Performance Club for 4 months, they have a routine going on and it makes it that much easier for them, personally, but I just kind of wanted to know what to tell my new person.
Yeah, and I can just expand on that a little bit. It was designed to dovetail with the new 90 days, $1,000 in bonuses, which is essentially that fast start. Because over the years we learned that first fast start move from associate to senior associate was great, and we had great success with that. But a lot of folks felt like, well, what do I do next? And people love a goal and they love a target to hit. So now we have 20 days for senior associate, $100 bonus, 45 days for manager, $450 bonus, 45 days for senior manager, $450 bonus. That's the first 3 months. They've been Performance Club qualifying that whole time as well. And now they're going to start realizing Performance Club dollars right away. So there's always a target to hit, and it's always based on the right activity, the right behaviors that will not only give that individual a bonus, but also set them up to be the leader of their organization, because the speed of the leader is always going to determine the speed of the pack. So by being someone who's out in front and doing the right activities on a daily basis, they're going to qualify for things like Performance Club. And guess what their team will look like? The culture will permeate, and they'll have a team of Performance Club qualifiers. This is a whole nother training, which I love. And then that's how you build a rock solid, never miss it executive director business, where you executive director qualify not in 30 days, but in 3 or 4 days every month, because you just have that consistency of a team that understands the discipline of doing that. That's momentum as far as I'm concerned. Hope that helps.
Absolutely great. And it also, a lot of folks are asking themselves, they're asking us, they're asking the question of how do you build, right? How do you get there? It's one block at a time. It's meeting those goals. Even if your time is passed for receiving the bonuses, it's still such a great frame to put in mind to say, okay, well, maybe I should aim for that first 100. Okay, well, now that I've done that the first sale, and then the first 100, and then the PC. And if we're constantly going through those processes, if that's what your script in your head is for your new associates, do the first sale. Let's build on that and get that 100. Now we're going to do PC qualification. Then what we're going to see is the people are going to have the same script. They're going to go down those same behaviors, those same activities. And if that's what your team is saying all the time, oh, well, I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do this, regardless of the bonuses, it's still building behavior. Does anybody else have any other comments? I do have a few that, because I tend to get the last word of the day, but I want to make sure that other folks get a chance to contribute. I see Saul also has another comment. I'm going to go ahead and add a spotlight here.
Sorry, I'm new. I got a lot of questions.
There's no sorries.
I was going to write you this question, so I guess I'll just ask it now that you're here. Can I bring on board as an associate somebody that just has bought a Legal Shield plan only, or do they have to buy both the ID and the Legal Shield?
No, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter?
Nope.
So if they want to become an associate just with the Legal Shield, I can go ahead and bring them?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I won't say anything else.
You can say as much as you want. Josh Freeman, are you waving your hand?
Yeah, hi.
Go
Hi,
ahead, buddy.
hang on one second. I think we had Michael. Did you have
Oh,
something?
I'm sorry. I jumped the line, Josh.
You did. See, that's why you leave me in charge
I'll
with this,
stop helping.
this very fine, it's a very fine-tuned system we have here. Michael, did you have your hand up?
Yeah, I did. Sorry about that. I had a problem unmuting myself too. I just wanted to say, I mean, every one of us are 3 inches away from gold, and I'm probably going to destroy this story, but it goes back to the old prospecting days where this old prospector was working this mine and he's swinging his axe and he's not getting anything. So he just gave up and walked away from the mine.
Oh, you're muted again, buddy.
There we go. Technical difficulties. Sorry. So the old prospector just gives up. He's tired of swinging his axe, and new guy comes in, same mine, picks up his axe, swings a couple of times, and within 3 inches hits gold. So you never know who, you know, that phone call that don't want to make. You don't know who that person that, you know, you should talk to that you don't want to talk to is going to be the next, you know, Marty Inez or when the next Jim Tanner. So, you know, I guess my whole point here is don't overlook anybody. You're just, every one of us is 3 inches away from gold, and we don't know who that person's going to be.
Absolutely.
that right.
Excellent. I'm glad
So,
you
thank
said
you.
it out loud because I was going to read it from the comments. Perfect, Michael.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, and then we have, I saw Josh. Hang on one second.
There he is.
Spotlight. There we go. And you are
Hey,
muted.
Josh.
There you go.
Hello. I'm in southeastern Mass. Carl Kepper is my upline. Mike Leon on the call. He just joined as a member. We're trying to figure out how to make it work for us here.
Welcome.
Carl's in New York.
Hey, Carl. Welcome. I see you up there.
I don't know if Carl wants to talk. Carl likes to talk a lot. Maybe you can let him talk.
Josh, did you have a reflection on the Super Saturday? Did you have a thought or a question for us while we're here?
I haven't been on your Zoom Super Saturday. I could probably watch it. I could try to participate in a future one.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll get you
excellent.
plugged into that, buddy.
For sure.
Carl, welcome.
I got my bunny rabbit. You can say hi to George.
Oh,
Thanks, Jim. Nice to see you. And if I'll just say a quick thank you to Joe for helping Josh Freeman with Mike Leon, one of his new customers, potentially an associate. Also, we have another gentleman we're in the process. He's still pending as an associate. Arnold, also one of Josh's people up there. The challenge for me being in New York is I don't have a Massachusetts license, and either does Josh yet. But my hope is in working with Joe, we get some people up there that, again, with that help, Joe, it's so appreciated. I just want to let you know I really appreciate your help to my team. So thank you.
That's great.
thank you. It is my pleasure, and I think it is definitely what we're trying to do here. And so it's just so exciting to get to now do it for our whole region together, just be there for each other.
And Carl, we've got we did a meeting a couple months ago where we went through licensing and talked about all of that stuff with Sharon Mendes. She did a great job. And so we'll get you the link to that because it's in our Facebook group. And also, did you and I meet in Syracuse at a Super Saturday, Carl?
Yes, we did a few years
That's
back.
what I
Yep,
thought.
absolutely. It was a great, yes, I did. I met you in person, I think maybe once or twice now. Yep.
Awesome. Thanks for jumping on.
And as we're coming to the end of our time, this is you've now experienced our structure. We start with recognition. One of the things we haven't done yet is if anybody has anything to celebrate. So something, you know, we're going through MAD, we're going through PC. If you have done a rank advance since December, please put it into the chat. If there's something exciting just to share, just go ahead and put it into the chat. I think that's a really great place for us to be able to, and we'll be working it in and figuring out where the right spaces and time in terms of our kind of our little show here. And like I said, for pronunciations, I just want to make sure that if folks have, if there's someone out there who's watching on the Facebook, it's being streamed to the BayState the BayState Facebook page, which then is also being streamed to the Legal Shield New England Facebook page. So if you're welcome to be on both of those or either of those. What we're trying to do right now, as Jim is getting acclimated, is just make sure that we're getting information to everybody. There is a save the date card that I've also created, and that's just letting us know here in New England when our Super Saturdays are. So we'll be sure to include that in the Facebook pages as well, so that people have access to plan to be able to go to those. And there's always going to be the open house at the beginning, and then it's followed by a training. We do have some amazing speakers. Forgive me that I can't recall who's coming up in February, but you'll never be disappointed. We do have some access to things like the Massachusetts license that is in that Massachusetts BayState Facebook page. Everybody is welcome to be there, and we're trying to just get that captioned as well to make sure that everybody has access. And then I think at the end of this, I usually do some last words. Is that okay? I usually
That'd be great.
I don't want to be all, I feel like I have the mic a bit. And just briefly, the idea of what were they thinking? And for me, this always comes back to the fact that what we do is we are purveyors of belief. We are sharing that belief. And if our belief is also, I can't do this, or our belief is that I don't know what, I don't know how to do this, or that I'm not good enough, or they're so different than I, like all of those things that are in the belief of, we know this is also an awesome product, is what's getting transferred. And so it does take professional development. It does take for us to take a minute and to look inside of ourselves and know who we are and what we're bringing to the table. John Maxwell talks about like not having time for excuses. And when we do things like look at the wins or anybody's success, this is a room full of very successful people. If we look at somebody's success and think that we cannot accomplish that, all we're doing is setting ourselves with a barrier of excuses. We're only putting the space between that success. And if we truly believe that we can do it, and we're thinking about what they're thinking, what we're now entering into is a fear, because I've never thought like a millionaire before. I've never thought like a millionaire before. I don't know how many of you think like a millionaire. And until we get there, we may not think like we may not even when we're first in that space. I don't know, Jim, you could tell us a little bit about, when do you actually think like a millionaire? But we have to have that belief. We have to be in that space. We have to walk in that journey and say, we are a millionaire. We are earning whatever that is, that's your goal. If it's $100,000 a year, that's $8,334 a month, right? If it's more than that, then you start doing the math. But if that's where you want to go, that's why our systems exist. That's why our processes exist. And where we get, I think, lost is in the excuses. And the excuses are simply words put to our fears, that we may let somebody down, that we may not be worthy, that we may not deserve it. And so the bottom line is, what are they thinking is really about what are we thinking. And with that, I want to thank you all, because what I'm thinking is I am excited to be here, and I cannot wait to see and hear more about your growth, your success, and to continue to tag team with Mr. Jim Tanner here and continue to have an amazing 2021.
Thank you. This
Thank
was
you.
great.
See you
Thank
next
you.
week.
Everybody,
See you next week.
spread the word.
Bring more friends.
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good night. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.